it's Madison. Welcome back to my channel. If you're new, welcome. I share my recovery journey from my eating disorder and my life on this channel, so make sure you hit the subscribe button down below and turn on post notifications so you never miss an upload. I upload 2 times a week, Thursday and Saturday, and you don't want to miss them. Anyway, why am I so out of breath? For today's video, I am going to be sharing with you guys some of my helpful tips that have helped me a lot, and I know will help you guys progress in your life and in recovery. I think anyone can benefit from these. These are not just things. I use them for my eating disorder recovery, but I believe that anyone can benefit from these because these are just general things you should know and you should think, the ways you should treat your body, because yes. So, I know I did a video a couple weeks ago about like things that changed my recovery. This is different. These are my tips to help you progress in your recovery. So similar but different. Let's do it. Food is just food. Why is this so important? The reason why this is so important is because it's straight and simple. Food is just food. Now, I've struggled with a lot in that I know it can be really hard for people, especially in eating disorder recovery and just in life in general. Like, food is just food, and the reason why you have to get this straight in your mind is because the minute you start treating food and attaching it to a feeling and attaching it to, like, making it more than just food is when it becomes a problem. So I'll give you an example, because that was kind of confusing. So when I have fear foods in my disorder recovery, and when I would challenge a fear food and I would all of a sudden made the food into something that was going to make me feel guilty, something bad, something unhealthy, that is when it became bad. Food is just food. We have to stop putting labels on it. We have to stop treating it like and putting it in these categories of like good and bad and healthy, clean, processed, all that jazz. Yes, I know that there are categories, but we have to stop treating that and making that a part of our own lives. Like, just because in society this package of chicken nuggets is processed doesn't mean you have to look at it as processed means bad, okay? You can look at it, okay, sure, it's processed, but I want it, and it's what my body wants, so I'm going to eat it, and I'm not going to feel guilty, and I'm not going to label it as bad. That is good, and that is treating food as food. Food is just food, and it's not going to hurt you. It's not going to make you bad. Like, your body is really smart, and I've talked about this in a previous video. Your body is so smart. It's not going to just screw you over. It knows what it wants, and it knows what it needs to thrive and survive in this world. And so that's why it's so important to treat food as food and stop labeling it as bad and good and clean and processed and unhealthy and healthy, because your body knows what it needs and what it wants, and it doesn't care about the labels. And you're putting the labels on and it makes you feel bad about yourself. Remove the labels, because even if the labels were there, the body wouldn't care. It's one of those things I could repeat when I'm really struggling with something, like I'm challenging myself or something. I literally repeat it over and over to myself. Food is just food, food is just food, food is just food, food is just food. I just repeat it over and over again. Because I'm like, food is just food. This isn't going to kill you. It's this piece of pizza, it's this gourmet sandwich, it's this bowl of whatever. It's not going to kill you. Food is just food. 2 is, if your disorder is mad at you, it is most likely to win. So let me explain this a little bit. If you challenge and I mean mostly in the realm of challenging it or ignoring it and not listening to it. So like if your disorder is telling you to do something, it's telling you to restrict, it's telling you to binge, it's telling you to purge, it's telling you to hide your food, it's telling you to throw away your food, it's telling you to not challenge this thing you're supposed to challenge, and you don't listen and you go against it and you don't restrict, you don't purge, you don't binge, you have that challenging meal, whatever it is, you don't body check, whatever it is it's telling you to do. If you do the opposite, like you don't listen to it, and it obviously instantaneously gets pissed off at you, that's a win. And I think a lot of times we don't connect that and make that click. Like, yes, we know we went against our disorder, but we don't go, oh, this is a win. Because a lot of times we feel so guilty because our disorder makes us feel so bad for not listening to it, that we just feel that and we don't even check in and be like, wait a second, this is a win. And it's so true, and it's something I've had to learn, and I really came into pact with this new challenge I'm doing, where you guys will see a video on Saturday about eating different lunches for 7 days for a whole week to challenge myself. And day 2 was really hard, and after eating it, it was making me feel so guilty, and I literally just came up to my room and I was like, this is a win. This is a win. This is a win. This is a win. Ed is so mad at you right now, but this is a freaking win because you went against what he was telling you to do. Every time you go against what your disorder wants you to do, you are winning and you are getting stronger. The third thing, your body is not a clock. This is so important because, and it's something I've really struggled with. I feel like all these I struggle with, but whatever. Something I've really struggled with extremely, not treating your body as a clock, and I'm still working on this. I'm gonna be honest. I'm always honest with y'all. Your body's not a clock. And my favorite example is an example that Kara's Kitchen on Instagram, Kara Cifanelli, she was on the podcast a few weeks ago, used. And I've also seen Conquer with Court on Instagram. I'll leave both of them down below because they're great and they both use this example. And I was like, this is a great example. And the example they used was peeing. You don't schedule your pee breaks, your bathroom breaks. You don't have to pee and go, okay, well, I can't pee for another hour. No. If you do that, please comment down below because I want to meet you because, like, what? You don't schedule your bathroom breaks. You go when you have to go. And so why are we scheduling our eating? Why don't we just eat when we need to eat or when we want to eat? Like, why are we scheduling it to these specific times? And part of it is what society tells us. Like, breakfast is these few hours, lunch is these few hours, dinner is these few hours, and then you shouldn't eat past 7 because it's bad for your body. And that is all false. Society is just messed up. But if we don't schedule our pee break, can you imagine if we scheduled our pee breaks like we scheduled our eating? It'd be weird. You would go if someone told you, like, they're like, oh, I have to pee so bad, but I can't pee for another hour and a half. You'd be like, what? Go pee. What are you talking about? An hour and a half? Go pee. Like, it's like, what do you want, some schedule or something? Like, you'd be so confused and so thrown off guard. But why, if that takes us so off guard, why does someone going, it's 10, I can't eat for another hour, 2 hours, I can't eat for another 2 hours, why does that not take us off guard? Why are we so okay with that? Like, yeah, same, I know. And so we have to stop treating our body like a clock. We need to start intuitively eating and actually eating when we want food. It doesn't matter. Stop labeling meals with times. Breakfast doesn't have to be before 10 a.m. Lunch doesn't have to be before 2 p.m. Dinner doesn't have to be before 5. Doesn't have to be before 7 p.m. You can eat after 7 p.m. Like, it's just so, it's so wrong to do that, and it's really stressful at times because you start getting in these patterns, and then when you don't get to eat at that exact same time the next day or the day after or whatever, you get stressed and worried and nervous, and like, it's something you really want to work on because in the future you don't know what the future holds. And like, if you always eat at these specific times every single day, who knows what next month or even next year or even the next day will bring. Your schedule might be thrown out the window and you might not get to eat at the exact same times, and then it's stressful and you instantly feel bad about yourself, and that's not living healthy and living a good and bountiful life. There's no rule that says you have to eat lunch at 12:30. There's no rule. And so we have to stop doing that. Number 4, going on vacation or eating out isn't going to change your body. As much as your disorder or thoughts in your head tell you that if you eat out or if you go on this vacation and eat differently, your body is going to drastically change. It is so false and so wrong. It's not going to. Nada. That's as simple as that. It's literally not. Like, I know from experience it's not going to do that. Number 5. Recovery will get harder before it gets easier. This is really important to know because it's something I didn't know at the beginning, and like, I was told a lot and I was like, yeah, right, it ain't gonna get harder. I'm in a hard spot right now. There's no way when I start feeling myself it's gonna be harder than easier. But it is. When you're retraining your body to eat and to fuel itself properly, you're stretching your stomach back out to normal size. When you're not eating, your stomach gets so tiny, and so when you start stretching it out again, you are so uncomfortable all the freaking time. Like, I was so uncomfortable all the freaking time at the beginning of my recovery because you were eating so much more than you had in so long, and your body didn't like that, and it made you want to give up because you're like, I don't want to be uncomfortable anymore. But I promise you that uncomfortableness doesn't last forever. You eventually reach a point where your stomach is back to a normal size, and you begin just being able to eat, and you're full every time you eat, which is what you should be, but you're not uncomfortable because your stomach isn't stretching back out. So I promise you, it may seem like this hard patch at the beginning of your recovery is so annoying and you'll never get out of it, but you will. Number 6, you have to challenge your disorder every single freaking day. Why? Because each day that you go without challenging your disorder, it gets stronger. You're going back to where you were. You're like, it won't affect me that much. But it actually takes you back to step 1. And then you have to start all over again. And so you have to make it your mission to challenge those thoughts and those behaviors and those feelings every single day, or else you're never going to get or make significant progress to beat this thing. I'm not saying you have to eat a fear food every day. I'm saying like little things, like not listening to it or eating an extra serving of ice cream. Whatever it is, whatever it tells, challenging it every single day is how you progress and further your recovery. Because if you don't, it'll just be level heading with you, and you're never really going to push ahead. Number 7, don't downplay your progress. Whew, this is a big one. Don't downplay the progress. This is something I used to do all the time. I used to downplay it a lot. Like, I used to be like, well, yeah, because it wasn't fast. It was very gradual and slow. And so I used to be like, well, I've made progress, but like not a lot. But then I was looking back at old pictures and saw like what I looked like at my lowest and what I look like now. And I put them side by side, and I was like, oh my god, I've made a lot of progress. Like, I actually have made a lot of progress. And it wasn't until then that I actually accepted the actual fact that I did make a lot of progress. And it wasn't just like people telling me, oh, you look good, and I was like, yeah, I haven't really made that much progress. Like, for a while when people would tell me you were making progress, I'd be like, yeah, but I'm still like really struggling. It's like I didn't want to accept the fact that I was making progress. Actually believe it yourself, to actually feel it and see it yourself. Stop downplaying it, because it makes you feel worse. It makes you feel like you're actually not, and it gets you stuck in this disorder. Number 8, we are almost done, y'all. You have to love yourself before you can love anyone else. Super duper important. You have to, if you don't love yourself for who you are and accept yourself for who you are, will have a very hard time fully loving someone else and fully accepting someone else, especially a significant other, a spouse in your life. Believe me, I would know. And then number 9, do anything you put your mind to. I know, very cliche, very like, oh, you can put anything to your mind to. Blah, blah, blah. My dad has always told me that. If you want to do it, you can make it happen. You can do anything you put your mind to. And it's so true. Those are my 9 tips of little words of advice and encouragement, words of wisdom from Madison herself to help you progress and further and better your relationship with your body, your life, your food, progress in your recovery, whatever it is. Those can help anyone. I hope you found this video inspiring. If you guys want me to do more videos like this where I share like tips and wisdom, and I can do it on specific topics like body checking, weight gain, whatever you want, comment down below, give this video a thumbs up, whatever, let me know. Anyway, guys, make sure you check out the last video down below. Make sure you check out the 2 girls' Instagrams I put down below. And make sure you follow me on Instagram at MadisonParmeter. That'll be down below, as well as my other Instagram, just recovery centered, recovering_Madison. That'll also be down below. Follow both because it's great. I'm always on them. DMs are always open on both of them. And I love you guys so much, and I will see you guys very soon in another video. Stay awesome, stay beautiful, stay strong, and know that you can do anything, my queens. Bye!